Hello, algebra students. We are going to begin the content for the year by reviewing the order of operations. So today we'll be looking at how do you simplify expressions using the order of operations. And our learning target is I can simplify expressions in the correct order, or as you'll see on our Canvas assignment, I can use the order of operations. So what is the order of operations? Some of you may have learned this as PEMDAS, where P stood for parentheses. We're going to learn it as GEMDAS, where G represents a grouping symbol. Because this year we're going to be learning multiple grouping symbols, including absolute value, fraction bars, bigger parentheses, so we need it to include more than just parentheses. But G is for grouping symbol, E is for exponents, M and D are for multiplication and division, and A or S are for addition and subtraction. So you should have this PDF from Canvas. You can either write in your notebook or write on Notability to follow along. So in vocabulary, the word evaluate means to calculate the value of an expression, and the word substitute means to replace the variables with values. If you're writing in your notebook, you should define both of those words. If you're on your iPad, you should type in those definitions. G stands for grouping symbols. You can write that down in this area, grouping symbols. Otherwise, GEMDAs are just the steps to follow when calculating the value of an expression. So those are our steps. And then let's practice these with this equation at the bottom, 16 plus x times 2 plus x squared minus 5 if x equals 3. So we're going to plug in 3 for x. I'll rewrite this equation. I have 16 plus, there's an x, so I'm going to write a 3. That's the substitute step. I'm replacing the variable with the value. So replace x with 3, 2 plus, replace x with 3 squared minus 5. All right, and now I'm going to evaluate it. I'm going to calculate the value of this expression. So first thing we need to do is any grouping symbols. Notice that parentheses, 2 plus 3, we're going to do that first. So I'm going to rewrite everything the same. 16 plus 3 times 5 squared minus 5. Next step is exponents, so I see 5 squared. I'm going to rewrite that as 25, so now I have 16 plus 3 times 25 minus 5. Next step is multiplication or division. I do these in the same step working left to right. There is only one multiplication function, this 3 times 25, so we're going to do that. 3 times 25 is 75. So now I have 16 plus 75 minus 5. And last step is addition or subtraction. We're going to do these at the same time, working left to right. So 16 plus 75 is 91. 91 minus 5 is 86. So our final answer to this expression is 86. All right, a little bit more vocab, especially for you 7th graders who haven't done a ton of exponents yet. An exponent is a number that tells you how many times to use the base as a factor. So in this case, the exponent is 2, and then the base is the number used as the factor in a power, the number that gets multiplied. So the exponent tells you how many times to multiply. The base is the number that gets multiplied. So in this example, this power, the whole thing is called power. In this power, the exponent is 2, the base is 3. All right, moving on to example 1. Simplify the expression. I see a grouping symbol. I see 8 minus 3. So I'm going to rewrite this. 9 minus 5 minus 8 minus 3 is 5 times 2 plus 6. Next are exponents. I don't see any exponents in this example. I do see multiplication. So I'm going to rewrite this. 9 minus 5 minus 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 6. And now it's just addition and subtraction, so we work left to right. 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So our answer to this expression is 0. All right, at this time, I would like you to pause the video, see if you can substitute 2 for x and evaluate this expression all by yourself. Then play the video again to see if you got it right. All right, I'm going to solve example 2. So it's x cubed minus 8 minus 4 times x plus 7 if x equals 2. So we're going to substitute 2 every time we see an x. So we have 2 cubed minus 8 minus 4 times 2 plus 7. All right, that first term is a power. 3 is the exponent, 2 is the base, so 2 gets multiplied 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So I have 8 minus 4 times 2 plus 7. All right, next I do my multiplication and division. I see 4 times 2, that's 8. So now we have 8 minus 8 plus 7. And now it's just addition and subtraction, so we're going to work left to right. 8 minus 8 is 0. So now I have 0 minus 8 plus 7. 0 minus 8 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 7 is negative 1. So my final answer to this expression is negative 1. All right, example 3 adds a little problem solving for us. The price of a sweater is $55. The store manager gives a discount of $7. A teenager bought 4 sweaters and then shared the cost or split the cost with his dad. So write a numerical expression to represent this situation and then find the price paid by each person. All right, so the price is $55. We're going to start by writing $55. The store manager gives a discount of $7. Because it's just a dollar amount, that's the discount, we're just going to use subtraction here. So 55 minus 7. Now, before I worry about how many sweaters I bought, I should put a grouping symbol around this so that we know we have to do that first. All right, so the teenager bought 4 sweaters, so we can multiply the cost of 1 sweater by 4, and then share the cost or split the cost with his dad. So him and his dad, that's 2 people. We're going to divide the whole thing by 2. All right, now we can solve for what the price is that each person paid. So using GEMDAs, just a side note, this fraction bar is also a grouping symbol. So we have to do, after we do the parentheses, we have to do the multiplication before dividing. All right, so 55 minus 7 is in parentheses. We're going to do that first. 55 minus 7 is 48. So now I have 48 times 4 divided by 2. 48 times 4 is 192. So I'm going to have 192 divided by 2. And 192 divided by 2 is 96. So each person paid $96. All right, we'll wrap it up with some summary questions. Why is it important to use order of operations when you simplify an expression? Well, if you use a different order, you're going to get different answers. So if you're not using the same order of operations that math is supposed to use, you're going to get a different answer, and then you don't know which one is right. How would you simplify the expression 3 plus 4 times 5 squared divided by 10? Well, you would do the 5 squared first because there's no grouping symbols, but exponents comes next, so 5 squared is 25. Then you would do the multiplication and division, and you would end with doing the addition. What happens when you don't use the order of operations? We covered this a little bit already. If you use a different order, you're going to get a different answer. So make sure you use GEMDAs, order of operations.